3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really quickly, original voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. What does that sound like?
Hey, Iowa, this is Sonic the Hedgehog. All right.
Are we going?
I'm going.
Is it live?
It's going. It's not live, but
it's not live, but the mics are live.
The mics are live. The mics are hot.
Yeah. Well, it is. We're the day between Small Business Saturday and Cyber Monday. I don't know what this day is called. What did you say it was called? Buy More Shit Sunday, or was that for tomorrow?
That's what I presume that it's just Buy More Shit Sunday. I actually did just search it, though. Apparently it's National Secondhand Sunday. So it is Buy More Shit Sunday, but it's buy more secondhand stuff.
Right.
Which is a good, that's good, I guess.
Morally superior Sunday.
Yeah, go to Salvation Army, morally, morally very upright.
Put your money to a good cause, like the Salvation Army.
I mean, yeah, they have their problems, but they do also do some good stuff.
I'm not going to endorse that. This is Rock Hard Caucus episode 225. Today is November 30th, the final day of November. So if you have been spending, as we all do, you've been spending the month of November just digging yourself into your neuroses. They call it Neurotic November. Every year we do this, right? We're all on the same emotional and mental cycle. November is the crazy month.
Yeah, for sure. And we're buried with snow right now. It's not helping.
Yeah.
No, it's not helping.
But when the clock strikes midnight, when the clock strikes midnight tonight, back to normal. Go to work, live your life like a regular person with no problems.
Yeah, I'm feeling real sluggish from all the Thanksgiving food.
Yeah, did you eat a lot of turkey?
Actually, not very much turkey. I ate a lot of deviled eggs.
Oh yeah. I believe I only had one deviled egg because my mom forgot they were in the fridge until I was about to leave.
Yeah, my sister started keeping chickens, so she's got a bunch of eggs, and then
really,
Anastasia made a bunch of deviled eggs with my sister's eggs, and they're really good. And
your sister's one of those chicken people now.
She is one of those chicken people now.
I don't know what's the deal with that. Why are so many people into having chickens these days?
I guess it's like, I don't know if other cities are like this, but it's relatively easy. Like, you don't need to get like a special permit or anything to have them, I don't think. And I don't know, they make eggs. Yeah,
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just like, it seems like over the past few years, I
a lot of people
know a lot of
doing it.
I've seen a lot of chickens in backyards recently.
Yeah, there's a lot of people also who are trying to, return to like the homesteader lifestyle and be like, self-sufficient, but not really.
Yeah, we love those traditional values, right?
Yeah,
it's good. It's good to look at the past. But speaking of Thanksgiving, to start the show today, this is a reel that Rob Sand. Sorry, I'm doing it again. We're starting with this guy once again. I saw he
you just
posted
fast
this.
forward past all the Rob Sand stuff. We've been keeping it consistent. Like up front, we got to talk about the latest annoying thing that Rob Sand has done.
Well, we'll be doing a bit of like a fairness doctrine thing right after this. So don't worry. We will be balancing out the content here. But yeah, earlier this week, Rob Sand posted this reel about Thanksgiving. I believe this is all just stock music and text, so we might have to narrate a little bit this is an audio program, but I thought it was very annoying, this video. But it's very on brand for Rob Brand. Turning down political tension at Thanksgiving. Was there any political tension for your Thanksgiving festivities?
There was zero political tension.
That's nice. I guess same here, mostly because I didn't say a word to anyone.
I mean, that's one way to get around it. Because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I had a pretty small Thanksgiving gathering, but I don't really ever remember talking about politics for any length of time at any Thanksgiving I've ever been to.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know, I had a relative who couldn't seem to leave me alone about stuff, and then he died.
Yeah.
So that,
yeah,
it's been a bit easier since then.
That's what I usually hear from people. It's always just one relative who's just like can't let it go and likes to poke and prod at people.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see Rob Sand's tips on turning down political tension at Thanksgiving.
Wow.
For many Iowa families, the holidays come with the... Oh, fuck. It went too fast.
Damn.
I should have started reading faster. All right, hang on. For many Iowa families, the holidays come with the potential for political arguments, but it doesn't have to be this way.
Yeah, sweep it all under the rug.
Yeah, I think Evan and I have
along with all of your other family problems. I mean,
yes.
Sweep it all under the rug. Absolutely.
Don't even limit it to family problems. If you have any problems at all, ignore them.
Yeah, no problems.
Never address them. It's not a real problem if you don't talk about it, right?
That's right.
Keep it inside.
That's so right.
Just clench it. Just tense up your whole body and hold it all in for as long as possible. And then it won't be a problem. It won't be a problem for anyone else anyway.
True.
Scientists. Oh, shit. I muted it by accident. We got to hear that stock music.
Oh, yeah.
Scientists at places like Columbia and George Mason University have... God damn it. It goes too fast.
Oh, my God. Because all the Rob Sand, people who receive this ad or this reel are like really good at reading. Much better than us.
Better than me, clearly. Scientists at places like Columbia and George Mason University have studied how to detoxify the conversation at the dinner table.
Interesting. Columbia and George Mason University. I mean, two very trustworthy institutions.
They've been dumping all their research money into how to have a pleasant evening with your family.
Yeah.
This is a worthwhile use of resources. It all starts with curiosity. Curiosity provides us this mechanism of connecting with each other while at the same time honoring each other's autonomy. See, I was reading that as fast as possible, and it still moved on too fast. This is fucking up the podcast. The pacing of this video. Curiosity provides us this mechanism of connecting with each other while at the same time honoring each other's autonomy.
Damn. Anarchist Rob Sand. He's all about people's autonomy. I don't even know what this means.
Maybe it'll make sense if we keep going. And curiosity is contagious. It's a disease. I added that part myself. You might disagree with 80% of what they're saying, but that means there's 20% where you see eye to eye. How do we quantify? How do we measure the percentage of things that I agree with?
I don't know if you can really do that, but I'm just thinking, you might have an uncle who like hates immigrants, hates gay people, doesn't think that they should, live in America, should be deported and all that.
Right.
But, you probably vehemently disagree with that.
Right.
But
if you're listening to this, you better disagree with that.
Yeah, you should disagree with that. But when it comes down to it, you might still be able to watch the Green Bay Packers play, and you might both support them and cheer for them. And that can fix our broken political system, according to the slide that we're seeing.
Yeah, that 20% could save the holiday and fix our broken political system. Okay, when did the political system break exactly? Was it broken from the start, or is there like some sort of like ideal point in history where things were working correctly because we weren't fighting at Thanksgiving?
No, I don't think so.
Is that what we're hunting for here? Or is that some sort of myth that people like Rob Sand have created in their minds? This sort of like Norman Rockwell type shit.
Yeah. It would be nice, but I don't think that's how the world works or the political process works.
So this Thanksgiving... Okay, do I need all this time to read those 3 words? This is all over the map here. Be curious, not judgmental. Happy Thanksgiving.
Wow.
That was, for, those of you who aren't watching the video with us, that was all on top of a very, very slow video of somebody cutting a piece of meat. Probably turkey because it's Thanksgiving. But that's all that was happening for the background of that entire 1-minute video. How do you feel about the cut of the fingernail there? Because that kind of looks like super short to me.
wasn't thinking about the fingernail.
I don't know. My eye was just drawn straight to that. Maybe that's why it was so hard for me to read the text, because of that really tiny fingernail. But in terms of like being curious rather than judgmental, if we think back to Evan's example of the like racist, homophobic uncle, so maybe like think of a scenario like this. Like you got an uncle who says something like, the black people at McDonald's didn't serve me my food right. I sure do have a prejudice against them because of that. How do we choose curiosity rather than judgment in a moment like that? Do you have any ideas on how you could handle that? Curiously?
I don't know. Maybe be like, like some of the white people at McDonald's are also not. Sometimes they mess the orders up too. You should be more curious about the ways in which your own race is fucking up.
I could say like, I'm curious about how often you are going to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And that's not a judgment. I'm just curious.
That's curious. It's curious, yeah. It is curious that you're making this complaint.
Yeah. I'm curious if you've ever thought about how much the employees at fast food restaurants are being paid. Yeah. And have you ever been curious about, like, you seem to notice the race of these service employees. That seems to be top of mind for you. I'm curious why you notice that, and if you've thought about like the dynamics here, the demographics of like, why so many people in that job that you consider to be like lesser than you happen to look a certain way. Are you curious about the conditions that have led to that?
Maybe you should be more curious about other people's experiences, That might be helpful.
So I feel like I don't know how to do this without being judgmental about somebody else's curiosity. Maybe I'm just like an elitist prick or something. Do you think that's the problem?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I am just thinking also like, I don't know, like children are kind of curious. So basically he's just saying like, just hang out at the kids' table. I mean, that's honestly, that's pretty good advice.
That is such a better path. Yeah.
Yeah. Just hang out with the kids.
The kids are hopefully
they're way curious. And then you can also like, and maybe, you can indoctrinate them into your political persuasion. Get them young. Get them while they're young.
You will be the annoying one. Yeah. Hopefully the kids don't want to talk about Trump and stuff. And then that's how you have a nice time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's one of our leading candidates for governor next year on the Democratic side, though he doesn't want you to know that. He'd prefer you think of him as a bipartisan public servant. There's the other guy on the other side, Randy Feenstra, seems to be on the path to the Republican nomination, though, it doesn't seem like a very strong campaign, but he might just because he's the guy with money and connections. Yeah. He also posted, he uploaded something to YouTube that caught my eye. I remember we were talking about him maybe 2 weeks ago when he officially launched his campaign, and there's just the constant references to, I'm going to take Iowa to new heights. I'm standing tall for Iowa. Just every single thing, every statement from his campaign is, I am tall, right? So this week on his YouTube page, I of course am subscribed and get notifications every time Randy Feenstra uploads something to YouTube. The video Randy Feenstra will take Iowa to new heights! ! Was uploaded. So let me show you that one, Evan.
Running for the governor of Iowa.
There's a bit of gruffness to his voice there. That feels like a strong man, right? If you hear that.
Running for the governor of Iowa.
Iowa. Iowa.
He's just channeling RFK.
How do you know the one and only Randy Feenstra?
He's from a small town of Hall, Iowa.
My state senator from Iowa, and the last few years as a U.S. congressman.
He's a former professor here at Dordt.
Randy and I grew up together.
Okay, I think that was like 4 people in a row there. But it's some sort of campaign launch event. They're interviewing the attendees, and the question was, how do you know Randy Feenstra? And there's a lot of inspiring connections here. One guy said he was my state senator. He's from the small town of Hull, Iowa. All right.
Okay.
He was a professor here at Dordt. Do you know? Are you familiar with Dordt College? I don't really know what that is.
I am not.
It's a funny name, though, right?
It is, yeah.
Dordt.
We went to college with Randy. Randy is a good friend of mine.
He's been a huge supporter for Iowa corn farmers and Iowa biofuels.
Huge supporter for Iowa corn farmers and biofuels. All right? That's what this campaign wants, front and center here, is Randy is a friend of corn. Randy is a friend of ethanol.
Yeah. Randy stood up for Summit when they tried to build a carbon capture pipeline.
And when he stood up, you know what people noticed? They noticed how tall he was.
It's true.
Randy stands tall for corn. He's almost as tall as the corn. And that's pretty tall.
He loves farmers.
He understands Iowans and Iowa's needs.
He came and talked about servant leadership. A super dependable, trustworthy man of faith.
Trustworthy man of faith. A trustworthy man of faith. Is that appealing to you, Evan? You want a man you can trust and his faith?
I'm more interested in the servant leadership. I think servants usually are not leading, right?
Right. There's a sort of contradiction there. I think a lot of people running for public office try to take up this public image of like, yes, I'm running to have authority over a lot of decisions that impact your life, but actually I'm doing it to serve you.
It's just the inverse of it's like the companion to Rob Sands. Like I'm a public service. I'm doing public service, not politics. Mm-hmm. Randy is doing servant leadership, which is basically the same thing but Christian.
It's the same thing, but it has a bit of a God flavor to it when you say it like that. Yeah. But yeah, there's like obviously anybody running for office has some sort of ego thing going on, right? Like it's a vanity campaign at least to some degree, right? But that's distasteful to acknowledge, like. And if you're running for office, you can't be like, yeah, I think that I'm good. I'm better than all of you, and I deserve to be in charge of you. Mm-hmm. There's got to be some amount of that in your head if you're doing this. Yeah. But you have to sort of twist it and make people feel the opposite. Like, I'm sure you've heard people say this. Like, the best people that we want in office are the people who don't want it. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, because then you know that they're really like the types who they'll be responsible with that kind of power because they actually they don't want to have the power. They don't want it, and so we can trust them to have it because they don't want it. As if anybody rises to this level without wanting it desperately. They desperately want this power, right?
Right.
So yeah, they have to put out stuff like that. Like, no, I'm actually doing this because I believe so strongly in public service. Mm-hmm. I'm doing this to help you.
I'm doing it for you.
It's all for you.
A good godly man too.
I think he's done a great job in Congress so far for us.
We can depend on him to get things.
There's a Dordt. That guy's a Dordt right there. He's got a Dordt jacket on.
Damn, it's Dordt with a D?
Yeah, DORDT.
Damn. Oh yeah, well, 2 Ds, excuse me.
Right.
That's interesting. I was just thinking of Lou Dort from the Oklahoma City Thunder, but That's not something that Justin's going to know anything about.
I know about Lou Dort. I know all about Lou Dort. I just noticed the guy's sleeve also says Proverbs. So as I suspected, Dort is some kind of Christian college.
Oh, shit. He's also got New Heights. Well, it's a sticker, it looks like.
Yeah. He's got a New Heights sticker down below the Dort logo. Wait. Dort Pre-Vet Club. What's that mean? Pre-vet?
I don't know.
I've heard of pre-med, but not pre-vet. Oh, is it like a... What kind of degree do you need to be a veterinarian? It's not as much as like human medicine, right? You don't have to go to school for as long as that.
It is pre-veterinary. Dort's pre-vet program combines hand-on experience with a Christian perspective, including animal care, farm work, and high acceptance to vet schools. I've never thought about this in my life. I have no idea what qualifications you need to be a vet.
No, not to insult any veterinarians out there. It's just like I haven't thought that hard about it, you know.
I'm sure you. Yeah, I mean, I've always assumed that you had to go to school for
something
a while, you know.
But yeah, I mean, I still presume it's less than going to med school to treat humans.
Although, so you hate animals?
No. I'm actually like, I might backpedal a little bit because obviously it's, as human beings, we're biased and we probably place more importance on like the health of a human being. And so you have to make sure people like really know their shit before they start cutting people open. Okay.
I don't know.
However,
people love animals.
However, veterinarians deal with a lot more species. So there's like kind of more to know.
Oh, that is true.
Right?
That is true. That's true.
So,
that's a good point.
Maybe it is harder and takes longer to figure out. I don't know. Anyway, that took us onto a weird track.
Depend on him to get things done.
I'm a huge Randy Feenstra supporter. He is all about Iowa.
Because he's going to bring Iowa to new heights. He'll bring us to new heights.
Okay.
He's going to bring Iowa to new heights.
That's 3.
Iowa's going to go to new heights.
4.
Governor Randy Feenstra.
Oh, shit. She's raising the roof.
Got some nice banjo music there. All right, they got 4 of these people in a row to do the New Heights thing. So even though it's like so transparently stupid, they're really
the
pushing
messaging
it.
is working because those people were like, I have no fucking idea. I don't know how to answer this question. So I'm just going to go with the canned answer that I've been like, it's been propagated in my mind by this.
Yeah.
Campaign rollout.
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty dumb if you're like looking at it from the outside, but I think you're right. It's like, it's Randy Feenstra. They have, like, what are they going to say? They have to come up with something. So just if you repeat this one slogan over and over again, you know, people will pick up on that. They'll take that.
As much as Rob Sand loves slogans, I can't imagine a bunch of his supporters saying he's going to make Iowa better and truer instead of redder and bluer.
No. And they've had plenty of opportunity to take that shit and run with it, but I haven't really seen it. I think I maybe have seen one of those yard signs out, the one that's like red or blue or crossed out.
Mm-hmm.
Better, truer. All right, what about a different statewide race? One that's probably going to get a lot less attention. Our pal Chris Jones is considering a run for Secretary of Agriculture in Iowa. I can't really think of anybody better positioned to try to do that.
Absolutely. We will pre-endorse and encourage him to do so.
Totally, yeah. What I've been seeing is that, I haven't talked to him about this, but what I've been seeing in the media is that he says he's going to make a decision by mid-January. So, of course, you know, if he wants to launch his campaign here on Rock Hard Caucus, he's more than welcome. I mean, yeah, we will probably land an interview for that, right? He seems to like us. I'll give it a shot. But there's, Evan, you found this piece in the Gazette this week. Aaron Murphy on the 26th published, Iowa Ag Secretary Naig, possible election challenger, quote, hates ag, hates farmers. So Mike Naig, he is that's N-A-I-G, not N-E-G. Mike Naig, not Neg, though he does quite a bit of negging here in these quotes. Mike Naig is our current Secretary of Agriculture. Now, listeners, think back. What all do you know about Mike Naig? What has he done for the state of Iowa in his position as the Secretary of Agriculture? And he's in his second term right now, so he's been elected twice. So while he's been Secretary of Agriculture, think about all of the accomplishments that our state has, accomplished on the front of agriculture, the environment, and everything.
Well, I know before he took that seat that he was a Monsanto lobbyist. He was like the manager of like government affairs for Monsanto in Iowa, which I guess that's, he's very well qualified for the role.
Yeah, it's a likely path because that's what you're doing. It's just that you're moving into a taxpayer funded position to continue that good work.
Continue your lobbying. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Aaron Murphy, what'd you write about here? Mike Naig on Wednesday defended the state's work addressing water quality in Iowa during his tenure as Agriculture Secretary and characterized a potential challenger in next year's elections as someone who hates ag, hates farmers. Naig made the comments Wednesday while speaking to the regular meeting of a suburban Des Moines conservative group and in an interview after. He's running for a third term. No Democrat has officially declared candidacy for the position, but recently Chris Jones, an author and former University of Iowa researcher, said he is considering a campaign. Naig, while speaking Wednesday to the West Side Conservative Club at Machine Shed Restaurant, made a reference to Jones, calling him a very liberal opponent.
Machine Shed is like the restaurant that's like completely farm themed. Like it's like, it looks like a barn even.
Like, yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a likely backdrop for an event and a speech like this. I actually love the farmers, and that's why I'm here at this farmer themed restaurant. More from Mike here. I think I will have an opponent. Looks like I will. That's a weird way to say that. I don't think it's gone unopposed. It's not been a very competitive or there hasn't been a lot of attention, I think, on the race for Secretary of Agriculture the last couple cycles, but there have been Democrats running. Could I tell you their names right now? No.
Nope.
All right, Mike Naig continues. You got somebody that is he's been prolific in his writing about agriculture. He's not a fan of it. In fact, I think you could say he hates ag, he hates farmers, and he intends to increase regulation and cost. And of course, what we know is all that ends up in the price that you pay for food. Okay. I would agree that I believe Chris Jones wants to increase regulations on, industrial farming and the agriculture industry. And I guess I don't know enough about economics to say whether those increased regulations would increase the price that we, as non-farmers, just regular people eating food, we pay for food that we buy. But I don't know if you've noticed this, Evan, but it seems like food has gotten more expensive lately.
Well, also, I don't know if the corn, they're using it for biofuels, they're using it to feed other animals, which I guess does impact the price of food. But even then, I don't know. I think I'll take lower cancer rates for slightly higher treats,
Yeah. Well, okay. Food has gotten more expensive, and I don't believe we've been regulating the industry at all over the past couple of years. So why did food get more expensive? Maybe there's other reasons that it can get more expensive.
Yeah,
than
there's a lot of factors at play. Anyway, I don't think Chris Jones hates agriculture. In fact, I think I'm guessing that he's more passionate about agriculture than fucking Mike Naig is.
Yeah, well, there's a quote from Chris here. He says, "I don't hate ag. I don't hate farmers. Who hates agriculture? There's no reasonable person that hates agriculture." What is it? Yeah, what? I'm going to take that position. I'm going to say I hate agriculture. All right? What do I do? Am I a hypocrite every time I eat anything at all if I hate agriculture? I guess I'm fine with that. I can live with just constant cognitive dissonance, but I think agriculture is a somewhat necessary thing for human society to thrive.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Some would say it led to human civilization.
Yeah. So if I hate agriculture, I just have to like grow my own food here?
Yeah, you got to go homesteader.
It's
you
still
got to go
agriculture.
primitivist.
Yeah.
I guess it is. Yeah, it's just not.
Just on a much smaller scale. But if everybody's doing that for themselves, it's still like...
Yeah.
He hates having food. Chris Jones hates eating. He hates human survival. Are you going to vote for a guy like this who wants us all to starve and die? As far as farmers go, I want more farmers. We need more farmers, not less farmers. We need policy here in Iowa such that we get more farmers. That's what I'm for. So, we could maybe ask him for more details on that. But I think what he's saying is like, democratize the industry a little bit more, regulation, less of these like super concentrated like monopolies on parts of the agriculture industry, which is, choking the life out of us, poisoning our water and our soil and our air, for the benefit of a select few number of very wealthy and powerful people.
Mm-hmm.
If we break that up, spread it out, regulate the conditions that the industry operates in, more people can like work in this industry, and it would we would be able to do it in more sustainable ways that don't fucking kill everyone who lives in the state. Slowly, but surely.
Yeah.
Jones said he does support more regulations to address the proliferation of large farming operations that he said are squeezing out small farms and hurting the environment. Okay, he said it much more succinctly than I just did. Yes, I want some regulation on these big operators such that we level the playing field. I'm going to read one more thing from Mike Naig here. So he thinks that as he's been in charge of this, there's been great progress made on the, what is it called? The nutrient reduction strategy. Yes, which is the state's plan to poison the water less. I think results have been mixed, but
it's to encourage. It's just to tell farmers that we would like it if you guys like stop. Maybe use a little bit less fertilizer, a little bit less manure. If you can, maybe please.
Maybe have some understanding that this is a collective public good that you're using as a trash can.
No, that's not what the agriculture secretary's job is. It's to promote farming and agriculture and make sure that they continue making as much money as they can.
Yeah.
It's the only reason that you run.
Not just a trash can, but a toilet as well, just to be clear.
Yeah.
After the event, Naig said the work has been a key priority of his and a major initiative of the state ag department. Quote, "We have a track record of results here, and we feel the urgency to do even more. We're in a situation in the state of Iowa where we're setting records for conservation adoption, and we're accelerating. That's exactly where we want to be." All right, Iowans, Rock Hard Caucus listeners, did you see a single body of water this summer that was inhabitable? Were you allowed to swim in a natural body of water in this state in this calendar year? Do you feel like we're making positive progress? That we're seeing results from these strategies that the state is, encouraging farmers to do the right thing? I don't think it's working. I've learned a lot from Chris about this subject, and it doesn't seem like the stuff that we're pretending we're doing is actually having real results.
Well, no, and then there's like other states like Minnesota has done like buffer crop regulations where there has to be like a certain amount of buffer crop between where you plant your fertilized crops and then where the waterways are. Mm-hmm. I also saw a thing, South Dakota, there was like, he was like a pretty high up South Dakota Republican lawmaker who was like, we need to get serious about maybe doing some regulations about agriculture.
Uh-huh.
And then the governor of South Dakota said, we need to set this guy straight. We're going to have some conversations with him and be civil about it, but we're going to have some conversations with this man, make sure he stops talking about regulating agriculture in any way.
Yeah, we're not going to smash his kneecaps quite yet, but do not use the R word in public.
Yeah, sir. Absolutely not.
The president can say that other R word, though. You see that?
Yeah, I did.
What a world. Hey, this is like something not exactly political, but we've been talking about Come and Go, the demise of Come and Go, the conquering of Come and Go, the colonization of Come and Go.
The colonization, yeah.
I did make somebody mad saying that, but I'll say it again. I saw this story from Iowa Capital Dispatch about Come and Go. Clark Kaufman. Fired male Come and Go executive sues for alleged discrimination by female boss. Fired VP alleges female executive was biased against men. So I thought that this would be maybe an important subject for us to discuss here on the podcast. This has been a pretty male-centered program for quite a while now. Evan and I both. True. I mean, how are you feeling about gender? You still a man?
Yeah, I'll claim the mantle of man. The mantle of man.
Yeah. I have not been able to escape the trap of masculinity yet. I am still fully male inside and out, I think. So, as a man who has worked jobs before, have you ever had a woman as a boss, like somebody who like has authority over you as a woman?
I have for like a decade at this point. I've only exclusively had women bosses at my current employer.
Yeah. I can think of, a handful of women who have been like my direct boss or like boss's boss, or, whatever, up the chain. Women who have had some kind of authority over me in my employment situation. How do you feel comfortable with that? Are you okay with a woman, telling you what to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean,
well, having a boss at all kind of sucks, but like it's not really like
right.
That's not the part that's the problem.
It's not the gender that has really anything to do with it.
Okay. Well, let's read a little bit about this guy's situation. What happened in this employment scenario? A former vice president with an Iowa-based convenience store chain is suing the company, alleging gender discrimination by a female executive accused by her colleagues of hating men. Stuart Taylor, a former Come and Go vice president, is suing the company and chief marketing officer Tracy Ging in U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Iowa, claiming there was a blatant disparity in how the company treated men and women. Court records indicate Taylor was hired in 2018 as Come and Go's vice president of business insights and analytics, and later filled the interim roles of vice president of category management and vice president of food service while retaining his original position. So, problem number one, you're working several jobs.
Yeah.
Probably on one salary. So that's not a good thing. But you're an executive, so you think I'm going to have sympathy for you?
None of those sound like real jobs anyway. Vice president of category management? Come on now.
There's not that many categories, right?
Yeah.
At a gas station? Categories.
There's like
gas, food,
drinks,
batteries, gloves. There's always like gloves and hats, right? Flashlights, koozies,
like
ping pong balls,
shot glasses.
Listeners, what have you seen at the gas station? Think about the things you've seen at the gas station. Shout them out. Shout them out while you're listening.
Drugs.
Yeah, there's like trucker speed,
Yeah.
According to the lawsuit, he initially received favorable performance reviews and was designated a shooting star at the company, signifying the company's recognition of his talent and potential to join the senior leadership team. Do you know how embarrassing it would be to like write that shit in a lawsuit?
Yeah, really. And they've made multiple references in this article to shooting star, which makes me think it's like actually some kind of like internal program they have, which is, yeah, kind of embarrassing.
In 2020, the company hired Ging, this was his boss, as its new chief marketing officer. The lawsuit alleges that within a few months, Ging fired the vice president of food service, Jeff Schamberger, which is a great name to have for your vice president of food service at a gas station. Jeff Schamberger. Schamberger. That's awesome. Which led to Taylor filling the position in an interim basis. And again, Taylor's the guy who's suing. So that's another job he's taking on because somebody got fired. According to the lawsuit, while Taylor's work in that role was viewed as a success, Ging stripped him of his shooting star designation and hired a woman to fill the position of vice president of food service.
Oh my God. How dare you take my special award, my commendation away from me? I am a shooting star.
Yeah. Humiliating.
Will forever be known as a shooting star.
It's humiliating to be bestowed the honor of the shooting star and then to have that rescinded is a great shame. I mean, he had to have been considering just ending it, right? She later criticized statements made by Taylor, and the lawsuit claims somehow managed to accuse him of gender discrimination based on his neutral suggestion on a marketing issue. The lawsuit alleges Ging was, quote, accusing Taylor of being chauvinistic simply for voicing an opinion that was different than her own.
Man, I would love to see the discovery documents for this case.
I know. That is phrased so vaguely as to like basically admit guilt almost. It's like, come on, it cannot have gone that way, right?
Yeah. I know, just like, I don't know, that's got to be a real heavy lift to prove that, you know, actually this company systemically discriminated against men. Come and go?
Yeah. Well, you know, the woke son was kind of in charge for a while, so maybe, Tanner, were you instructing the executives to discriminate against men? The lawsuit alleges Taylor, quote, asked Ging why she had accused him multiple times of being sexist. Ging's response was to apologize, to say that she didn't really know, but that sometimes people just need a punch in the nose.
Okay.
I mean, if that's a real conversation, then, I mean, that's a pretty big mistake. That's something that's going to come back in a lawsuit for sure. In addition, the lawsuit claims Ging witnessed a female vice president berating a male colleague and did nothing to intervene, citing the alleged incident as one example of the blatant disparity in treatment of men and women at the company. Ging tolerates women disrespecting men, but even a perceived slight of a man against a woman was met with an iron fist, the lawsuit alleges. So come and
iron
go.
Fist.
Maybe it's good that this like Mormon company has taken over Come and Go to root out the rampant misandry
that's
going
true.
on at Come and Go.
That's so true. That's why they sold. They're like, our company culture has gotten too out of hand. It's too fucking woke. we need the Mormon church to step in and make sure everyone knows their assigned roles.
Yeah, we've accidentally stumbled into like a matriarchal gas station. It's not good. It's not good for the men who work here to live under these conditions. And maybe it has something to do with the name of the gas station. You know, they're trying to turn a new leaf after being called Cum for 100 years. You know, when the gas station's called Cum, you're expecting a bro fest inside, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but maybe I don't know. Women can come too, Justin.
Huh?
So, you know, maybe they're trying to reclaim, you know,
the female orgasm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's too bad
yeah, and that's why they had to change the name.
Right. Mavericks don't come.
Yeah, and there's no female Mavericks.
No. That's
just John McCain.
Male job. Yeah. Male role, Maverick. Has a woman ever been called a Maverick? Now that you say that,
I mean, probably. But I'm thinking of basketball. I mean, the the Mavericks. They're an NBA team and not a WNBA team. So.
Taylor has also been told by another individual who worked with Ging that, quote, Tracy is good at strategy, but the thing about her is she just hates men. So is that, I don't know if that's like good evidence to be included in the lawsuit. Is that somebody else said she hates men?
Yeah.
Taylor alleges Ging fired him in April of 2023 for pretextual reasons intended to disguise illegal gender discrimination. I feel like that didn't really detail the reason that was given for his firing.
Yeah, I feel like there probably is some messy stuff happening, and I guess this guy's probably just like, you know, they might just settle just to avoid having anything embarrassing come out. And then I can spin it as like, actually, I was fired for gender discrimination.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let me get a fucking bag out of this as the company, you know, goes down in flames. Let me just grab a little something on the way down. Good luck to everyone involved. It seems like, you know, everybody involved in the story deserves to have a good life.
I sure hope it goes to trial. I mean, settlements are boring.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. The discovery documents would be awesome. It'd be great to see some testimony. If I could, I would do my best to make it to that federal trial. See if we learn anything fun. Bring a notepad with me. I almost forgot about this. I encountered this story first on Facebook because KCRG kind of reposted the Capitol Dispatch story, and with subject matter like this, a man being discriminated against by a woman in the workplace. What kind of comments do you think that's attracting? Good ones, right? Really good Facebook comments? Somebody here said, it happens. Discrimination happens both ways. Men deserve to have the same rights as women when being discriminated against. Men deserve the same rights as women when being discriminated against. What if they don't deserve the discrimination in the first place? This guy Jake said, I'm not saying it did or didn't happen, but reverse the roles, spelled ROLLS, Thanksgiving themed, reverse the roles.
Yeah. And
watch how these comments turn. The comments, which by the way, are all on the guy's side. So he's like imagining a sort of like, I don't know, man hate fest going on. Mm-hmm. Mason said, who thought putting women in charge has ever been a good choice? 2 cry laughing emojis. Do you see when they don't get their way? But she did get her way. Right?
Yeah.
Like she was in charge. I don't know. Let's put our cards on the table. Do you think that it's ever a good idea to put a woman in charge?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Me too.
Oh, someone did hashtag he too. Oh my God.
He too.
That's pretty good. I'm surprised I haven't heard that before, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. Yeah. Denise writes, there are a lot of women in executive roles who hate men, hate them. Absolutely hate them. Well, maybe we should address this as well. Do you think that blanket hatred of men is ever justified?
I mean, I would say probably not. I mean, it's tough. It's hard to separate the societal stuff from the personal stuff. I think a lot of these guys in the comment sections are having a hard time with that.
Yeah,
I think it's understandable.
They've been dumped.
I don't know
or
if
something.
it's like the right way to. I don't think hating people as for who they are is a good thing. But I mean, you can hate people for the things they do, and men be doing some fuck shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
like, a lot of men. Not all men.
Obviously, ideally, we're all equals. We all treat each other with respect. We're all on a level playing field. That's not how it's fucking been. So you have to have some understanding that like you are the beneficiary of an unbalanced, like discriminatory society that has been handed down to us generation by generation. And there is understandably a lot of resentment there. And men as a whole, obviously, like you said, not all men, but a lot, because of that imbalance, that power imbalance, there's been a lot of wrong done to people who are not men by men. And so there's a natural distrust that builds up, and, you know, people would just rather not have to deal with men all the time. It's just the way it is, you know, like that sucks. It sucks that we haven't fixed that, but it's like,
yeah,
you can't really blame people for not trusting men and not liking men as a general group, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of this is just, you know, a lot of the gender stuff is like, you know, men like just not being comfortable with the idea that maybe they will be perceived a certain way just because they're men. But again, that's just how it's going to happen. You just weren't aware of it before because you were probably shielded from having that understanding by virtue of where you exist in society. I mean,
exactly. Yeah. Grace here said, maybe this goes along with the point. These men commenting are showing such great examples of why people dislike them. Good job, guys. So yeah, that's a fun story. You want to end with something that's far less fun, but probably necessary to address?
Sure.
The paper of record here in Iowa, the Des Moines Register, they, as with all papers of record, they are widely hated for good reason and constantly do things to make society worse. I'm thinking of the New York Times. But they published an opinion piece related to the recent situation with the superintendent of Des Moines Public Schools, Ian Roberts. And, you know, lots of people have said a lot of bullshit about this situation. We've been pretty clear that, like, this is a guy who didn't hurt anybody, and if we had an immigration system that was fair and made sense and was pro-human, it wouldn't have gone down like this. But the Register wants to, you know, be a forum for public discourse on many sides of this issue, including the extremely racist and xenophobic, it turns out. And they printed a piece by a guy named Mark Cromer. That's Cromer with an R, not related to me. Mark Cromer. And his piece is called Ian Roberts and the Illusion of the Vetted Migrant. So already the terminology feels a little bit like
this?
So we should just naturally distrust anyone who was born anywhere in the world.
Clearly.
We should be suspicious of anyone who's not exactly like us. Born in the same neighborhood with the exact same skin tone. You should not be trustworthy. I don't want to like read a lot of this on the show because it's like it's just not good to speak more of this into the world, but the Des Moines Register printed this shit. So I feel like it's necessary to talk about, you know, why would they spread this message? And I think I first saw this because Liz Lenz posted it on Blue Sky, and she pointed out that Mark Cromer has written for VDare, which is like a website that we covered quite a bit when Gavin and I were reading Steve King's memoir. VDare is like a super anti-immigrant publication named after Virginia Dare, who, if I remember correctly, is the first white child ever born on this continent.
Which I think that. That's
reveals
wild.
Like what their agenda is, which is, you know, white nationalism. It's pretty fucking straightforward. So I pulled this from thecromerreader.com, which has a bit of a biography on the writer, who looks like, you know, his picture is like a selfie with a big beard and a hat standing next to a little creek. So he's trying to be like a Duck Dynasty type guy or whatever. Cromer's writing on mass migration has been published in newspapers and magazines around the world, including the Houston Chronicle, San Francisco Chronicle, San Diego Union Tribune, VDare, the Orange County Register, the Los Angeles Daily News, and Charlotte Observer. Okay, there's just a continual list of bullshit here. But also the Gulf Times in Qatar.
Yeah. So weird. It's very weird. I mean, there's a lot of this. Obviously, you could write for like just the most like outright white nationalist thing, but then also just have like a bunch of totally normal bylines and like
right.
all these like papers that serve like millions of people. Like,
right. Yep.
So wild.
He's written for Stormfront. The Observer, was that the name of that white supremacist thing? And USA Today. Cromer addressed numerous college audiences on the impacts of mass immigration from USC and UC Irvine to Occidental College and Claremont Graduate University. His commentary on mass immigration has been featured on CNN, PBS, CBS, KFI, The George Putnam Show, and The Rush Limbaugh Radio Show. And he appears in the documentary Growth Busters. Who are you going to call?
Growth Busters. I looked that up, and apparently it's like a anti-growth thing. Which I mean,
economic growth. I think it's
it's right? basically like the idea that growth in itself isn't a good thing in itself. Which I'm sure they have some other weird like white nationalist like
growth is bad because we must remain in little isolated pockets of freaks.
Exactly. But as a Marxist,
infinite growth actually maybe isn't not the ideal. Yeah.
Maybe we can find some 20% that we
That's
agree
that 20%, yeah. Horseshoe theory occurring. But Growth Busters, of course, you know where my mind's going.
Yeah. Well,
this is an this is like
Ghostbusters.
That first, but also growth and busting. What am I thinking about?
Oh, yeah, like it's some. Yeah, I got you.
This is an anti-erection documentary. It's about the soft lifestyle.
Yeah.
Growth Busters. Stay flaccid out there. Okay, so let me. Like I said, I don't want to like read this whole thing on the air. I don't want to spread more of this shit, but like I want people to have an idea of what the Des Moines Register felt was appropriate for publication. Here's a section of the article. Flow of immigrants to U.S. has far outpaced what we know about them.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, we need some, like, even more draconian system to, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, we're subjecting the citizenry to constant surveillance and tracking. So, I mean, that's basically the fucking point of the story, is that American citizens are being tracked from birth to death. We know everything about them. The government knows everything about us. But these people from other places in the world, we don't know anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're pretending that we can, like, vet them before we allow them to enter our beautiful enclave.
Yeah, I saw a good point about that the other day, where it's like ICE is like going after people that are known and are generally working. They're people who have like overstayed visas. They're people who like were authorized to work in the country at some point and then they weren't. So they're people who are already known to the authorities and the government in some aspect. And so they're easy targets, but they don't fucking know. I mean, like, there's not like a database of like, these are bad people who should not be allowed in the country. Like, other than, I guess, like no fly lists or, whatever terrorist homeland security shit.
Right.
But like, what's your solution to that? You want like some international registry of like, I mean, one world government, you're like going into like these like, the same kind of conspiracy theories that like people on the conservative side have been, crowing about for forever about how satanic they are. And you're like, we need like a database on every single person in the entire fucking world.
Yeah, I think that is his argument for like, that is the only way to safely allow migration, is for us to have a more like detailed registry of just the entire population of Earth. But that's not a realistic option. So what he really wants, of course, is do not allow brown people into the United States.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it's intentionally presenting it that way, that like, we have to have this like absolutely crazy mass surveillance system worldwide if you want to allow immigrants in here. Otherwise, it's just not safe.
when 99.9% of them are just coming here for economic reasons.
They're chill.
That are like oftentimes exacerbated by the United States.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just getting to the point that nobody can pretend that this is anything but like we need to dominate everyone else on the planet, and we have to hoard the riches, the spoils of destroying everyone else on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how you look at this and think that we're doing anything but that. Well, and it's not even to the benefit of like the citizenry as a whole. It's to the benefit of the cabal of people who have captured all the resources on the planet. Okay, what else does Mark Cromer say? It's magical thinking to believe that the migrants marching out of the sprawl of a developing world that's defined by economies of subsistence living, corrupt and failing nations, and the Byzantine patchworks of local patronage systems that pose as municipal or regional governments can somehow be screened using the metrics that our American system allows for with our own citizens. That was one sentence, everybody. So not only is this guy out of his mind with hatred of the other, he is a bad writer. Possibly an even greater crime when you're writing for the newspapers. Migrants emerging from countries around the globe that can't supply reliable, clean running water to their own people are not going to arrive here with a comprehensive paperwork trail awaiting American review back in their homelands. They don't exist, and neither do the systems necessary to collect and maintain them. Pretending otherwise is dangerous. Why?
Yeah.
Why do you think somebody coming from a place where running water is not a guarantee, why do you think that they might be coming over here?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
In this situation that you made up, of course. Why you think they're coming here out of what? Spite? Revenge? Like, people just want to live a healthy and like safe life.
Yeah. Well, it's projection. I mean, this guy's like, I want to annihilate these people, so they want to annihilate me, obviously.
Right. Right. The cold, factual truth of the matter is that America has to make a decision about the tens of millions of migrants that can now be found virtually everywhere around the nation. They're haunting us. Okay. So America has to make a decision about millions of people who have immigrated into the borders of this country from elsewhere. We have to make a decision. Evan, what decision shall we make?
What's the Statue of Liberty say?
Something like
bring us your poor,
wretched.
Underfed.
Is wretched in there?
I don't know about. Yeah, I think it might be
huddled. I think we're looking for huddled.
Yeah, huddled. Bring them all.
Bring them in. I think the Statue of Liberty says "Do not come." Right?
Oh my God, I forgot about that. The old Kamala Harris, "Do not come."
Mm-hmm. Whatever their fate may be is solely the purview of the American people and only the American people. Guests and interlopers don't get a say. But an honest discussion and debate among Americans about who may stay and who must leave has to acknowledge two things. We do not know who these people really are, and we must make our collective decision with that in mind. Fuck this. This guy is a monster. The Register is a monstrous publication for printing this.
Absolutely. That's pretty fucking far out. How do we know who you are? Mr. Cromer.
Yeah. As if we're not all fucked up. Like, every person born within the United States is also a fucking walking time bomb. We're all being driven insane intentionally. You can't even trust your own family. This is the mindset I'm trying to foster here going forward with Rock Hard Caucus. You don't trust immigrants, but you trust your fucking dad?
That's right. Actually, my dad has like done way worse shit than the immigrants that I know.
Yeah, no, this is this is not a good way to think about the people of planet Earth. You know, like,
yeah,
America's the problem. We are the problem.
Yeah.
We got to stop causing problems. We're
the interlopers of the world.
Yeah. If there are people out there who think that we are like an invasive alien species, let's just say white European descended, humans, like, I couldn't blame them. If they thought we came from elsewhere to dominate and hurt the people of Earth,
Yeah. What if Rob Sand changed his, what if he talked about the fact that, like, maybe you should be more curious about immigrants? Like, I just, it's so fucking crazy to me that he doesn't talk about this at all. I mean, it's part of his strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he was a little bit onto something with that, like, dichotomy of curiosity versus judgment. Like, people can't really help having, regressive thoughts, sort of knee-jerk reactions sometimes, But instead of, like, choosing to stew in that, like, fear, I guess, of others and, like, judgment of, like, the ways that they behave or look differently than you, can you not choose a sort of, like, empathy and, like, attempt to understand other people? Have some level of curiosity about maybe, like, why did we end up different? What's going on?
Totally.
Ooh. November's almost over, folks. We'll be normal tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
Tomorrow the Register won't print something like this. I believe it in my heart. Evan, are you ready to plug stuff and stop recording?
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's get off this bummer.
So, we mentioned this last week, but our friend Josiah Sutton is co-hosting a horror movie trivia night fundraiser for Iowa CCI. Citizens for Community
Improvement.
Improvement. Thank you. I couldn't think of that last word. That's happening this Tuesday, December 12th. It is a Zoom event, so you can participate from the comfort of your own home. We'll include a link in the full episode notes here. I'm sure if you go to the Iowa CCI website, you can find it that way as well. Suggested donation of $10. So if you want to prove to the world how much you know about horror movies for $10, could be fun.
Yeah. I mean, Iowa CCI is a great organization.
They've done a lot of work. That's good.
You give them money and resources, even if you don't participate in the horror movie trivia. Because, like, I don't know shit about horror movies. I'm not. That's Anastasia.
You know about Michael Myers?
From Saturday Night Live, Austin Powers.
Yes, that's right. That's probably not going to come up at the horror movie trivia, but you did pass that question.
Thanks.
If you know who Michael Myers is, please call and let us know at 319-849-8733. We gotta know. We gotta know the truth about Michael Myers, or whatever else you want to talk to us about. It's been a while, but eventually I will address the backlog of voicemails and we will record another episode of Rock Hard Call Us, which will end up at patreon.com/rockhardcaucus, which is a website where you can give us money for more of this podcast. If you like the podcast and you want to hear more of it and you want us to have your money, patreon.com/rockhardcaucus is the place to do that. Tony and I just released a new episode of Speed Freak Read Speak on Black Friday, talking about Sonic the Hedgehog comics. It was really fun. We came up with a new invention, which is a button that you press instead of peeing or pooping. So if you want to hear the details on how that works and whether you would want to install that button, go check it out. Patreon.com/rockhardcaucus.
What is the downside to pressing the button? You just press the button and you're just void of waste?
Well, I don't want to give too much away, but, that has to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't just sort of like teleport it out of your body. It has to be, It has to be disposed of somehow. So there is a trade-off, but I don't want to reveal too much.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm sure we'll be releasing more stuff on Patreon in December, but not this week. I'm really busy. We're going to close out with some music now by Iowa artists. I have a tune called Edna Griffin by Strum Drum, which is a duo, my friends Blake Shaw and Chris Jensen. You can find this at strumdrum.bandcamp.com. And Bandcamp Friday is this coming Friday, by the way. So if you buy stuff by local artists on Bandcamp on Friday, Bandcamp does not keep a cut of that money, which is a better situation for the artists, definitely. And the Griffin also, is a legend of Iowa civil rights and communism. So it's she's a great subject for a piece of music. So definitely. I hope you enjoy. And if you have music that you would like us to play on the show, please reach out. If you go to our website, rockhardcock.us, there is a link to a Google form near the top of the page where you can submit your music. And that's all from us today. Thank you, Evan, for enduring the horror with me.
You're welcome. Thank you for bringing the horror to me.
Thank you for making my life a little worse. Thank you.